This sucks on ice.
Hello everyone, it's me, and sorry for the late video between 1, 2, 3 months, but it's because of procrastination hitting me like a son of a gun. But hey, here I am, and I'm ready to talk about something that's been on my mind for a long while, and that's how many FPS or hero shooters handle the melee mechanic in video games. From TF2 with the Demo Knight being a main example, Overwatch with Reinhardt and Brigitte, and Paladins with just Terminus and their newest champion, Caspian. So, let's get to it. As if I don't, all this gameplay footage is gonna drive me nuts, man. Well, anyways, let's get to our first category of melees. First one's pretty simple. Primary category. The main weapon that hero or champion uses. And it's pretty simple on its own. They just attack with it, and not much to say. Including the main examples being Terminus, Reinhardt, and Brigitte for this class. And with that done, let's just get to the other ones. The utility category. Now this is my favorite one, since there's a lot more to say about this compared to the primaries. And they're basically just used to help your teammates or yourself in desperate situations. For example, in TF2, you got Heavy's third unlock. Well, for the fist, and that's the Gru. And that's just to help you get faster to catch up with your teammates at the cost of, well, lowering your health. But again, it's not that much if you bounce it out. Second one is the Pybro playstyle, the homewrecker to help your NGs in the most desperate situations when it comes to sappers. And you gotta love him for that. And especially Torbjorn and Engineer. Well, more to NG, since he has a lot more to do with his wrench. With his buildings in general. Along with that, the one person I want to mainly talk about right now is Doomfist. And for me, I suck at as him, but seeing other people play him is really interesting to see, of how much mobility this motherfucker has. He zooms. And for that, I'm really interested of how others play his rollout games correctly. Of how much mobility he provides alone from his abilities just to himself. Along with the new power blocking ability he's gonna get in Overwatch 2 right around the corner. It's gonna be a lot more beneficial to the team now, especially to himself, allowing more charge up time and speed. So I like to see how that goes for him in Overwatch 2. Of course, there's heroes like Brigitte. If the enemies get too close for comfort, you can easily use her whip shot to keep them away. And a mini example in Paladins with Khan, who has Commander's Grab, which is pretty useful. It pulls the enemy behind you, and if you have a coordinated team and with Vortex Grip, you can basically finish them off in a quick second. Which leads to our next category.
KO!
The finisher category is a pretty simple one, just like the primaries. And it's just in the name, finishers. After you deal some damage to the enemy, quickly finish them off with your melee if it's faster than just simply shooting them. With dedicated buttons, so it's easier than just reloading. And in Overwatch, you got the V button to finish most cases like the Hog's combo. In Paladins, you don't really have a dedicated button unless you're playing certain champions like Androxus. And there's some champions that have it for their ultimate, like Vora and Xin. And Jageroff, if you want to include her, since she technically eats her enemies, and that's a physical thing. Along with that, you got Genji's Dragon and his dashes to finish the jump real quickly. The quick in and out kill. And Doom, again, gotta like to bring up that guy. You got Tiberius. As most of them are used for mobility, they can also use to quickly finish a fight. That ends sooner or later. And just for that, we move on to our next category. Thanks to the existence of Caspian, we can finally move on to something more interesting. Hybrids are definitely an interesting story, since they not only rely on their melee, they rely on another weapon to be most effective. Just like Caspian, who's relying on love and war to be an effective flank, especially with the stacks meter. If you use the sword, it powers up your gun. If you use your gun, it powers up your sword. So you gotta learn how to balance them out. And thanks to the stacks, can also use it with his other abilities to become a really effective flanker. Or at least that's what they call him, at least. With that, he's a good example of a hybrid that relies on both weapons. The Demo Knight, despite being a melee-only class, still revolves around two weapons to be effective: a shield and a sword, or else you just got a regular melee Demo Knight. And it shows through many experienced Demo Knight players. If done well, they are really a force to be reckoned with, despite lacking grenades. And it's really deadly, especially in a melee-only mode like Medieval. And just like that, you got tons of shields, three, and a lot of swords to work with to customize it. Along with that, you also got the third weapon that goes well with, that I forgot to mention, being the boots that replaces your primary weapon. That makes a Demo Knight a true Demo Knight, besides the player being good with him. And now with Demo Knight away, let's get to the Hybrid Knight. The whole point of the hybrids. Not only that it requires 3 weapons to be useful, but you can replace the booties that makes a full Demo Knight and turn it into a Hybrid Knight by giving him a grenade launcher if the enemy has a heavy or an engineer with a sentry gun that he can't fight up close, so you use a grenade launcher to help with that range fight if you don't want to get close and get mowed down easily. So a Hybrid Knight is a good alternative to a Demo Knight, especially if you want to use a grenade launcher most of all. And there's cool tricks you could do with it, which I would show, but I didn't bother getting any footage since I don't have any space for that anymore. But that's basically the end of it, as this whole category is about weapons that work together well, like Caspian's gun and sword, the Demo Knight's sword and shield and boots, the Hybrid Knight's grenade launcher. They're weapons that synergizes well with each other, or if not, we can make it work as an alternative playstyle. And thus, some games handle it differently, and they handle it pretty well, far as I know, with these 3 games. But hey, let's go to our
You are bold to come to Shimara Castle, the den of your enemies.
When it comes to the mechanic in general, I could definitely say it's pretty interesting to add a character that is heavily outgunned and out-rocket, especially when it comes to that balancing that the team has to do just to make sure the character isn't broken or sucky as hell. To a questionable degree, it works, it doesn't. But hey, could be a topic for another video, or watch someone else cover it if I fail to do so. Anyways, thanks for listening to this video, and I'd like to thank the special people in the Paladins Amino for gassing me up on my first video I ever made and actually encouraging me to do this whole YouTube side game. I'm going to make sure to do more games than just Paladins and Overwatch and TF2, just to diverse myself a little bit, and to improve my editing along the way. And who knows, I might do more than games. Maybe I could do something like cartoon reviews or movie reviews. Heard that's pretty good, and hey, I do got a few movies and cartoons I want to review just to look back on and see how they aged up for me. Maybe badly, maybe better than others. Anyways, I'm thankful for your time, and hopefully you're thankful for my effort for at least fighting through my procrastination to actually get this out. Or not. There's only like 21 of you. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed and hope you stay for the road. Stay for the journey, It's about the journey, not the whole destination of where I end up at in the future. Anyways, love you guys. Subscribe, like the video, recommend me to other people. And, good day, good night, goodbye. Ray.
Thank you, hero.
Power is mine!
Step into the light and perish.
This reality
Ah, yes, the sweet taste of victory! It's